You think people are sitting around thinking about your problems. They're not. Nobody cares. That's the harsh truth most people can't handle. And the moment you understand that, really understand it, is the moment you take back your power. Nobody's coming. That's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. We're raised in this weird fantasy that if things get bad enough, someone's going to step in and fix it. But they're not. No one's going to do the push-ups for you. No one's going to build your life for you. You're on your own. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. You want a better body. You want more money. You want to be respected. Good. Go earn it. Don't sit around waiting for some mentor to appear and guide you. Don't waste your time blaming your parents, your friends. Goal. The government, your boss, your ex. That's loser talk. You've got one life, and every single day that passes without you owning it is a day that drifts into the hands of people who are hungrier than you. People who don't whine. People who don't need help. People who've already figured out that no one cares. The system doesn't care. Your family's dealing with their own problems. Your friends aren't thinking about your future. They're thinking about their own. And that's not even cruel. That's just real. Everyone's busy fighting their own battles. And if you're sitting around hoping someone's going to put you on, hand you the tools, give you the confidence, it's never going to happen. It has to come from yo. And that moment, when it really clicks, when you realize that no one's coming to make you do the hard shit, to get up early, to turn off the distractions, to show up when you're tired. That's when everything changes. Because once you stop waiting, you start moving. You start taking ownership. You start building your own momentum, brick by brick, ugly and slow at first, but real. You want to know who changes their lives. It's not the people who complain. It's not the people who post about how unfair life is. It's the guy who wakes up one day and says, F-ol obit. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm done hoping. I'm done expecting. That's the guy who wins. That's the guy who crawls through hell and comes out different on the other side. Because here's the thing, nobody can push you harder than you can push yourself if you stop being soft. You've got to develop that inner voice that doesn't give a damn how tired you are. That voice that doesn't care if you feel like it. That voice that just says, do it anyway. And that voice only shows up once you realize it's all on you. There's power in being the one who's responsible for everything. Your fault, your body, your mindset, your responsibility, your bank account, your decisions. Stop outsourcing the blame. It's not your environment. It's not the people around you. It's not your past. It's you. But that's not a reason to feel bad. That's your ticket to freedom. Because when you own it, you can change it. You're not at the mercy of anyone. You don't need permission to become the beast you were meant to be. You just need to move. So stop waiting. Stop talking. Stop dreaming. Do something. Build something. Get uncomfortable. Sweat. Fail. Bleed for it. Because once you understand that no one's coming to help, you become dangerous. You become the kind of person who moves through the world with intention, with fire, with direction. And that's the kind of person that actually gets what they want. People are addicted to being liked. It's a sickness. Everyone wants the likes, the hearts, the applause, that little dopamine hit that says, you're doing great. But here's the truth. The more you depend on that external validation, the weaker you are. Because the second the world stops clapping, you stop performing. And that means you were never doing it for yourself in the first place. You want to grow. Then cut that need for approval right out of your system. Burn it, because the people you're trying to impress, they don't care about your journey. They're too busy with their own mess. You think they're thinking about your hustle at night. They're not. They might watch for a second, maybe throw a like, maybe even say something supportive, but at the end of the day, they forget. Your background noise to them, that's why the real ones, the savages who get results, they don't broadcast every little move. They grind in silence. They don't need the audience. They don't need the praise. They show up every day regardless of who's watching. That's strength. That's power. Because the moment you base your worth on what others think, you're finished. You've given your power away. Now you're dancing for the crowd. You're chasing applause instead of chasing excellence. You start filtering your moves, watering down your potential just to stay safe. That's not growth. That's performance. And here's the thing. The crowd is fickle. They'll cheer you today and forget you tomorrow. So why the hell are you building your identity around their approval? Why are you waiting for someone else to say you're worthy? You don't need that. You need to become the kind of person who claps for yourself, who pushes even when no one's looking, who shows up not for recognition, but because your standard doesn't change depending on the feedback. The greatest transformations happen in silence, when no one's cheering, when no one's checking on you. That's where you find out what you're made of. That's where the discipline is built, brick by brick. No cameras, no likes, just pain, sweat, and progress. If you're serious about becoming better, let go of the need to be seen. Learn to move in the shadows, to thrive in the boring, ugly, unglamorous work. Because that's where the wins are created, not in the spotlight, but in the dark. When everyone else has stopped watching. And you know what's funny? Once you stop needing the attention, that's when you start getting it. Not because you were chasing it, but because you became undeniable. And people respect results, not noise. So stop waiting for someone to tell you're doing great. Stop posting every little effort hoping for a pat on the back. Who cares? Do it for woo yub. Build your life like no one's watching, because most of the time no one is. And if they are, their opinion doesn't change your outcome. Your power is in your ability to go without the applause. Your fire has to come from within, not from a screen or a comment section. Be the one who doesn't flinch when the crowd goes silent. Be the one who performs whether it's a full house or an empty room. That's when you become unstoppable. When the only person you're trying to impress is the one in the mirror, motivation is weak. It's a spark that burns hot for a second and disappears the minute things get hard. It's that voice in your head that says, let's go. When things are easy, when you're rested, inspired, fired up by some video or song. But what happens the next morning when it's cold and you're sore and your alarm goes off at 5 a.m.? That little spark is gone. And that's when most people quit, because they were depending on motivation instead of building discipline. Discipline is different. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't need a reason. Discipline is ruthless. It's cold. It's robotic. It's a machine. You train yourself to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. That's the gap between the people who talk about changing and the ones who actually do. Discipline is what separates the average from the elite. Everyone wants to be fit. Everyone wants money, power, freedom, confidence. But not everyone's willing to put in the boring, consistent, relentless effort it takes to get it. And it's not because they're incapable. It's because they rely on feelings. and feelings are garbage. They lie to you. They tell you to take it easy. They tell you to rest, to scroll your phone, to skip that workout, to cheat just a little bit. Discipline cuts through that noise. Discipline says, we do it anyway. You think the guy at the top of the mountain felt like climbing every day. No, he did it because it was non-negotiable. That's how you win. By removing the option to quit, you make the work automatic. You don't ask yourself, do I feel like doing this? You already know the answer. You don't. But you do it anyway. That's discipline. It's showing up when no one's watching. It's doing the reps when you're tired. It's eating clean when it would be easier to binge. It's reading, working, building when everyone else is relaxing. It's the ability to override your own weakness. And that's something you develop, not something you're born with. Every time you push through resistance, every time you say no to your excuses, you build it. You stack wins. You rewire your brain to understanding. We don't need to be inspired. We just need to execute. People keep chasing motivation like it's some magic bullet. They want to feel pumped all the time. But if that's your strategy, you'll lose. Because life doesn't care about your mood. Success doesn't care about your energy levels. The clock's ticking whether you're hyped or not. The world keeps moving. You either keep up or get left behind. You want to win. Make it a rule, discipline over motivation. Build habits so strong they don't require thought. Build routines that run even when you're dead inside. That's how you push through injury. That's how you grow through failure. That's how you develop the grit it takes to go all the way. Motivation will fade. But discipline will drag you through hell and back and still keep going. You don't need another hype video. You don't need another inspirational quote. You need to get up, shut your mouth, and do the FG ogugooing work. Not when it's easy. When it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's where the edge is. That's where growth lives. That's the difference between who you are now and who you're trying to become. Excuses are the poison that keep you exactly where you are. They're the soft little lies you whisper to yourself so you can sleep at night, so you can feel okay about not showing up, not pushing, not grinding. Excuses are the crutches of the weak, and if you keep leaning on them, you'll never learn to walk strong on your own. You hear it all the time. I had a rough childhood. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start next week. Yeah. So what? Life's hard. It's supposed to be. You think the world owes you special treatment because you had a tough hand. It doesn't. The world doesn't care. Life doesn't slow down because you're struggling. The clock keeps ticking whether you show up or not. You've got two choices. Let your excuses define you or bury them and become something stronger. That pain you carry, that story in your head that you've repeated so many times, you've started to believe it. That's your cage. You can live in that forever if you want, or you can break out. But you can't do both. Most people don't want to hear that. They want comfort. They want someone to tell them it's okay, that it's not their fault, that they're doing their best. That's not what builds warriors. That's not what makes legends. You don't get to where you want to be by being told what you want to hear. You get there by hearing the truth and using it as fuel. And the truth is this: if your life sucks, it's your responsibility to change it. That doesn't mean it's all your fault, but it damn sure means it's your job to fix it. You can carry the past like a weight, or you can use it like a weapon, but you can't have it both ways. Excuses are easy. Excuses are seductive, but they keep you small. They keep you average. They keep you locked in the same cycle year after year. You want freedom. You want to level up. Then kill your excuses. Own every part of your life, even the ugly stuff, especially the ugly stuff. The more you run from it, the more power it has over you. But the second you face it head on and say, yeah, I've been weak, I've been lazy, I've been soft, but not anymore. That's when the shift happens. That's when you stop being a victim and start being a force. And don't think you're the only one who's been through hell. Everyone you admire has faced pain, has dealt with failure, has had every reason to quit, but they didn't. They took their excuses and burned them at the altar of discipline. They showed up when it hurt. They put in the work when no one believed in them. Because that's what this is about, not finding reasons why you can't, but finding reasons why you must. You want to be different, then act like it. You want to win, then stop justifying your losses. You want respect, then start earning it by refusing to let excuses run your life. So next time that voice in your head tells you to skip the gym, to take it easy, to blame someone else, shut it down, replace it with action, with sweat, with grit. Because every excuse you kill is one more step toward who you're supposed to be. No more stories, no more reasons, just results. Comfort is a trap. It's the silent killer of potential. The more comfortable you get, the softer you become, mentally, physically, emotionally. And the softer you are, the easier life knocks you around. You can't grow in comfort. You don't get stronger sitting on a couch. You don't develop character from avoiding pain. Strength only comes through pressure, through resistance. Through choosing the hard path over and over again when you'd rather take the easy way out. You want to know why some people are unstoppable, why they walk into a room and command presence without saying a word. It's not because life handed them something you don't have. It's because they've been through it. They've suffered, they've been through the fire and came out harder than steel. That doesn't happen from comfort. That happens from embracing discomfort, living in it, using it as fuel. Pain is the price of progress. It's your teacher. Every time you push past your limits, when your legs are burning, your lungs are screaming, your mind is begging you to stop. That's where the growth is. That's where the change is. You don't become a beast by reading motivational quotes or watching another feel-good video. You become a beast by grinding when it sucks, by showing up when you don't want to, by pushing past every excuse and doing it anyway. The problem is most people are addicted to ease. They want results without the struggle. They want rewards without the sacrifice. They want to be warriors but live like civilians. That's not how it works. You don't get to be strong without suffering. You don't get to be mentally tough without battling yourself. You have to earn it every single day. And the worst part is comfort doesn't just make you soft. It lies to you. It tells you everything's fine. It whispers in your ear, you've done enough. When you know deep down you've still got more in the tank. Comfort wants you sedated, distracted, numb. Because when you're numb, you're not dangerous. When you're comfortable, you're controllable. You've got to flip the switch and train your mind to seek the hard things. Choose the workout that scares you. Make the call you've been avoiding. It's a wake up early when your body screams for sleep. Not because it's fun, because it's necessary, because you're forging something inside that no one can take from you. A version of you that can't be broken, can't be rattled, can't be moved. That's the difference between people who survive and people who dominate. Survivors do just enough to get by. They avoid pain. They seek shelter. But the ones who dominate, they run toward the pain. They don't fear it. They respect it because they know it's the only path to real strength. And here's the truth: the hard things will always be there. Life doesn't get easier. The burden never goes away. But you get stronger, you get more capable. You stop flinching at the struggle. You lean into it because now you're not just surviving it, you're feeding off it. If you want a life that means something, you've got to be willing to do what others won't. You've got to bleed for it, sweat for it, cry for it. And keep going anyway. That's where the edge is. That's where your power lies, not in the comfort, not in the easy, in the fight. So go find the pain, find the part of you that's still soft, and kill it. Trade it for grit, trade it for strength, trade it for the kind of toughness that doesn't quit when it hurts, but wakes up the next day ready to do it again. Because if you're not willing to suffer, you're not willing to win. Talk is cheap. Everyone's got a story, a struggle, a reason why they are the way they are. But nobody cares about your story unless it's backed by action. You can scream into the void all you want. You can cry about how unfair life is. But the world doesn't respond to your feelings. It responds to your results. That's the difference between the ones who stay stuck and the ones who rise. The stuck ones keep explaining their pain. The strong ones take that pain and use it as fuel. They don't sit around hoping people will understand them or feel sorry for them. They don't need anyone to feel their pain because they're too busy building something real, something solid, something earned. You think people respect words. They don't. They respect what you a dog. You want people to see you differently. Then move different. You want to be taken seriously. Then act like it. Let your grind speak. Let your progress be the middle finger to every doubt, every failure, every setback. You can talk about how you want to change, or you can shut your mouth and get to work. You can post about the grind, or you can live it so intensely that you don't even have time to post. You can chase applause, or you can chase results. But you can't do both. Everyone's waiting for the perfect moment to act, waiting for motivation to hit, waiting for someone to validate their plan. Forget that. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You act now. You act when it's hard, when you're tired, when everything in you wants to quit. That's when it counts. That's when your actions become weapons. And here's the truth. No one's going to remember what you meant to do. No one's going to reward you for having potential. This world only honors what's done, finished, proven. You either did it or you didn't. No in between. You either ran the miles or you didn't. You either showed up or you made excuses. You either leveled up or you stayed soft. You've got to become ruthless with your time, your energy, your habits. Start building a life where every action reflects who you want to become. Stop explaining. Stop justifying. Stop selling your story to people who aren't buying. Stack your actions so high that no one needs an explanation. Your future self isn't going to thank you for talking about the grind. He's going to thank you for enduring it, for shutting down the distractions, for ignoring the noise, for doing the damn work day in and day out until it became who you are. Not just something you say you do. Every rep matters. Every meal, every book you read, every hour you spend building something instead of wasting it scrolling through nonsense. That's how you win. Through repetition, through consistency, through a relentless refusal to let your current situation dictate your final outcome. So stop talking about how bad you want it. Stop waiting for someone to understand you. They don't need to. Let them see it. Let your actions become so loud they drown out every doubt, every excuse, every weakness you use to hide behind. You don't need sympathy. You need results. You don't need people to believe in you. You need to become undeniable. Move now, not tomorrow, not when it's easy, not when someone gives you permission. Do the thing. Show the world what you're made of, not with words, with action.